Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The clock on my phone read 9:42 p.m., the exact time my husband's birthday dinner reservation was supposed to start. Instead, I was in a dimly lit hotel room, tangled in white sheets that didn't belong to our bed, with a man who wasn't my husband. I told myself it was just a conversation that had gone too far, that we were two people lost in our own loneliness. But the half-empty bottle of wine on the nightstand and the taste of his cologne on my skin told a different truth. When I finally pulled away, guilt clawed up my throat. I stared at my reflection in the window, mascara smudged, lipstick fading, heart pounding with something that wasn't love but desperation. "Are you okay?" Ethan asked softly, sitting up behind me. His voice was tender, dangerous. "No," I whispered. I can't believe what I've done." He reached out, brushing my hair from my shoulder. "You've been unhappy for a long time, Mia. You deserve to feel something real." His words sliced deeper than he knew. Because my husband, Daniel, had been nothing but real. Loyal. Steady. Predictable in ways I used to resent but now suddenly missed with unbearable clarity. I dressed in silence, my fingers trembling as I zipped up my dress. I told Ethan I had to go, and he didn't stop me. He just watched, eyes dark, as if knowing something I didn't. By the time I reached home, it was nearly 11:15. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I took a deep breath and stepped inside. The faint smell of his cologne lingered near the entryway. He'd been home recently. Then I froze. The dining table was set for two. Candles half burned. A cake sat untouched in the center, frosting beginning to sag. A small card rested beside it, for my beautiful wife. "I love you." My knees buckled. I sank into the chair and stared at that message until the words blurred. I wanted to rewind the night, to unmake the choices that had led me here. But it was too late. The bedroom door creaked open. Daniel stood in the hallway, still in his office clothes, jacket off, sleeves rolled up. His expression wasn't anger. It was worse. He looked tired. "Where were you?" His voice was low, controlled. My throat tightened. Work ran late. I lost track of time." He stepped closer, holding something in his hand. My red scarf. The one I'd left in Ethan's car. "Don't lie to me," he said quietly. I felt the air drain from the room. "Daniel, He threw the scarf on the table. "You weren't at work. Your office called. They said you left before 7. The silence between us grew heavy. I couldn't find words. Every excuse I'd rehearsed evaporated. His eyes, brown, steady, full of history, searched my face like he was trying to find the woman he'd married. "How long?" he asked. My lips trembled. "It was just once." He laughed softly, bitterly. "It's never just once." I wanted to reach for him, to explain how lonely I'd felt these past months, how his long hours, his quiet distance, his growing indifference had hollowed me out. But the truth was, those were just excuses. I'd chosen this. I'd betrayed him. He looked around the room, the untouched dinner, the flickering candles, the fading cake, and shook his head. "I was going to surprise you. I came home early for once. I thought maybe we could start fresh tonight." The words gutted me. He turned toward the bedroom, grabbed a small overnight bag, and walked past me. I stood there, frozen, unable to breathe. "Daniel, please," I whispered. "Don't leave like this." He stopped at the door, his voice trembling for the first time. "You already left, Mia. I just didn't see it until now." The door clicked shut behind him. I sat there until the candles burned down, until the air turned cold, until my body stopped shaking. Then I picked up the card he'd written and read it again, each word a knife twisting deeper. "For my beautiful wife. I love you." The simplicity of it made me break. I sobbed into the empty chair across from me, where he should have been. Days passed. He didn't come home. His phone stayed silent. The house turned into a museum of our life together, his jacket still hanging by the door, his toothbrush still beside mine. Every object screamed his absence. I tried writing him a letter, confessing everything, apologizing in words too small for the damage I'd done. But every sentence ended in silence. Weeks later, I saw him by chance, outside a cafe we used to visit every Sunday. He was with someone from his office, laughing, his hand resting gently on hers. I watched from across the street, unseen. He looked lighter, freer. And I realized then what I had destroyed wasn't just our marriage. It was his faith in love, in trust, in me. That night, I returned to the hotel room. The same one where everything had gone wrong. It smelled the same, stale perfume, spilled wine, regret. I stood by the window again, looking at my reflection. I barely recognized her. Ethan had texted me a few times since that night, but I never replied. He was a symptom, not the cause. The real sickness was the emptiness I'd carried inside and tried to fill with something forbidden. Now, I live with that silence. Every morning, I wake up and feel the absence beside me like a shadow that never fades. Every night, I replay his face when he asked, "How long?" And every time I imagine answering truthfully, not about Ethan, but about when I truly stopped being the woman he married. Maybe it wasn't that night at all. Maybe it was long before, when I stopped listening, stopped fighting for what we had, stopped choosing him every day. Daniel moved out permanently 3 months later. I signed the divorce papers without reading them. On what would have been our next anniversary, I baked a cake just like the one he'd made for me that night. I set it on the table for two. Lit 2 candles. But this time, I didn't wait for anyone to come home. The wax melted slowly. The frosting softened. And for the first time, I whispered the words I should have said that night. "I'm sorry." The candles flickered once, then died. And in that dark, quiet room, I finally understood that betrayal isn't just the act. It's the moment you choose yourself over someone who would have chosen you every single time.